Good afternoon. Good afternoon. Welcome to the Chinese American World War II Veterans Congressional Gold Medal Presentation Ceremony for Chinese American World War II vets in the New York area. Please rise for the national anthem and the Pledge of Allegiance. Thank you.
Oh, say, can you see by the dawn's early light what so proudly we hailed at the twilight's last gleaming, whose broad stripes and bright stars through the perilous fight o'er the ramparts we watched were so gallantly streaming, and the rocket's red glare, the bombs bursting in air, gave proof through the night that our flag was still there. Oh, say does that star-spangled banner yet wave o'er the land of the free and the home of the brave?
Thank you. Thank you. Okay. Please join us in the Pledge of Allegiance. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. Thank you. Please be seated. Good afternoon. Again, welcome to today's Chinese American World War II Veterans Congressional Gold Medal Presentation Ceremony. I am Phil Wang, the president of Chinese American Citizens Alliance, Greater New York, CACAGNY for short. And it gives me and all of CACAGNY the great pleasure to host the Greater New York presentation of Congressional Gold Medals to our veterans from the greatest generation. We thank and honor our World War II veterans for their service in a challenging time for the world. We thank Major General William Chen, Major General Darrell Wang, and Major General Garrett Yee for joining us today, as well as Ed Gore, our past National CACA President, who has led the charge on this CGM project. Thank you. As well as our other distinguished guest who was here but had to leave early, Congressman Lee Zeldin, Lieutenant Colonel of the USAR. We in CACAGNY are focused on fighting discrimination against Chinese and Asians, particularly in education. In New York City, firstly, with our lawsuits and protests against the city and the Department of Education for its discrimination against Asians. We also lent support to other communities fighting the same battle against discrimination. From California to defeat Proposition 16, to Virginia, Massachusetts, and Washington states, we have taken a stand against the critical race theory that is spreading racial hatred and harming Asian Americans and all Americans of all races and ethnicities. A theory that demands that all people be judged, rewarded, or punished by race in schools is harmful to Asian Americans. And Americans of every color and ethnicity It is un-American. But while we are fighting currently for our rights here, our elders have fought also for our rights that were in great peril during World War II. The American defense of our allies in the bloodiest conflict in history kept alive not only our allies, but also the American way. This is what this ceremony is about. Service to our nation and world as we fought against tyranny globally. We recognize our Chinese American World War II veterans for their services so we, of the later generation, could have better lives. With that, I would like to ask Wei Hua Chin, CACAGNY's Charter President and Greater New York Chinese American World War II Veterans Recognition Project Leader, to introduce our distinguished guests and presenters. Thank you.
Thank you very much, Phil. I am actually not going to introduce our distinguished guests because we have distinguished presenters now, and Ed Gore is not a guest, but he's part of the family. I'm going to first say it's with great pleasure that I introduce Ed Gore, our past national president of the Chinese American Citizens Alliance, who has been working on this project to recognize our Chinese American World War II vets for the last 5 years. It has taken that long. When we first started this, he'll tell you about it. He also deserves a medal of a different sort. Without much ado, I will ask Ed to please talk about the scope of this project and why it came to be and what it means to us all. Thank you so much.
Thank you, Wei Hua and Phil. I want to thank CACA Greater New York for hosting the event. They've done a wonderful job in a short period of time. So I think if the generals need to learn something about logistics, you probably should just talk to these two. You need some logistics help. They're willing to volunteer. But thank you so much for allowing us to have this at the Sun Yat-sen Middle School. I can't think of a better place to have it, not just because it's the name of the school, but because there are a lot of Asian kids, Chinese kids who go to this school. And to have this kind of ceremony here is one of the reasons I started this project. I thought we need to find out ways that we could, as a community, honor those who came to the country. We're talking about people who are Toisan, from Guangdong, southern China. This is a place we should be proud of being Choksane, right? Some of us are. And if you speak as much Chinese as I do, well, you can't order Chinese food off the menu anyway. So, having started this project here in New York back in 2016, at the end of the year, we talked about doing this. And we thought, this is kind of an interesting concept to do, to have something that we can introduce bills into Congress to do this with. And in one session of Congress, the 115th Congress, we were able to pass both bills, House and the Senate. So to understand how difficult that is, that's probably as difficult as your wife trying to tell you to take the garbage out every day. That's hard to do. So that's how hard it is sometimes for Congress to get together on a single bill that actually is part of just 5 to 7% of the population of the United States. However, if you remember the Chinese Exclusion Act, that excluded almost 100% of Chinese Americans. So we should be proud of the fact that Congress has passed a bill that actually specifically recognizes our Chinese American fathers, mothers, grandmothers, grandfathers, uncles, aunts, and each of you who are descendants of that group. Is proud to be a Toisan person. You should be. I mean, these are the people who came to this country to establish the life, the culture, the experience. They suffered through much, yet we overcame much as well. So be proud of that. When they come to present the medal to your dad or your mom or your uncle, aunt, grandfather, grandmother, stand up here with pride when they take the picture. I want you to be understanding that doesn't end with you taking the medal home. If you're the recipient of a Chinese American World War II veteran and you're getting it today, whether you pass it along to your grandson or granddaughter or whoever it is, your job today is to, in the future, tell the story about what your parent, grandparents, did to serve the country, but as importantly as that, how they successfully overcame the odds in the country to be successful contributing United States citizens, for which we live in the greatest country in the world. Anybody want to applaud on that or not? Now, I really do believe that if you go home today and understand the importance of what we're doing here, not anything important that I'm doing or even the generals have done. Although, let me just say one thing about these three men here. They're part of a large group of mostly retired military flag officers who have taken their time to present these medals to you. Why? Because they know the stories of the Chinese American veterans better than most of us, even better than most of you in your own families when your father and mother didn't talk about that during the time. But I want to tell you that these men and women have risen through the ranks. That's why I decide we should have Chinese American flag officers of this rank, of their ability and their knowledge, and especially how they've made themselves promotable to the extent of being major generals, rear admirals in our country's military service. So thank you guys for being here. You get a chance later in the afternoon. Please thank them for their service. But look at them as the examples for which your own children could serve. Because I will say right now, some of us don't need to go to college. I struggled through college. I made it finally. But I would say that maybe sometimes for some of us, that's not always the best thing. But I'll tell you, all the men and women that I've seen serve and come out, no one has been a worse person. Everyone has been a better person coming out of the military. Is that an agreeable thing to say? Yeah. So if there's an opportunity for your son or your daughter, grandson, granddaughter, maybe have an opportunity to look at themselves and see a career, look at these men and women who are serving and who are presenting to you today. So with that, let me just say one other thing about why this project came about, and it's very personal to me. Over 5 years, it's very difficult to keep things going for that period of time. We don't have that many volunteers in a sense, because when we start talking about the project, everybody wants to be part of a successful project, but it's hard to get them to get up on the front end of it. So as things go, there are days when I decided this is too hard, this is too tough. How many times can we call the congressman? How many votes do we need? And as we were successful in getting the bill passed and getting the medal design, how do we raise the funds for which all of these medals? These are impressive medals. Let me tell you, when you get one, please don't drop it. Please understand there's significance on the front and the back of what the stories of your mothers, fathers, grandmothers, grandfathers served. What they did, because on both sides of this medal is reflected their story. But my personal story is about a young man who died in Vietnam, went to school with me in middle school, just like this is middle school. And I met him through chance more than anything else, but he was the funniest guy I ever knew. And of course, in my Chinese home, there wasn't a whole lot of humor going on. Was there much humor in your family as you were growing up? Your dad tell jokes? Your mother play tricks on you? Nah. Right. So you understand. But through his friendship, he and I developed an interesting relationship. After high school, we went our separate ways. He went and joined the U.S. Marines. I went to college. I eventually was able to get married or have a job, get married, have children, grandchildren. But George Kalunga, United States Marine, private first class, was killed in Vietnam. I want to say that much of the success of the project is due to the fact that I remembered I needed to do something to honor his memory. Because George Kalunga is the one that actually helped me through many sleepless nights when I didn't know if we had enough money, we had enough votes, we had enough people to help us out, that continued to help me through this entire effort. So to him, we owe much thanks. To these gentlemen, we owe much thanks. But to you, we owe much thanks to your parents, grandparents, uncles, and aunts. Thank you very much for being here.
Thank you, Ed. Before I introduce our keynote speaker, some housekeeping here. Somebody left a parking claim ticket here. Somebody's not going to go home with a car. It's for a silver Acura, at the 44 Elizabeth Street Parking Corporation. If that belongs, you want it. We have a fee for that. Okay. Now, getting back over here, it is my honor to be able to introduce Major General William Chen of the U.S. Army. He served on active duty in the U.S. Army for 32 years, which is a very, very long record for just anybody. He served as commanding general, command and program executive for the missile defense, and leading the development of the Army's national and theater missile defense programs. He was the first Chinese American to reach the rank of Major General in the U.S. Army, a rank that has not been exceeded by any Chinese American. And we've got 3 Major Generals over here, so this is tops. You guys acknowledge them. And aside from that, I have to say that I have spent many hours talking with him and working with him, actually even in the middle of the night when he sends me presentations. I know he works amazingly for this project. I would like General Chen please to say a couple of remarks on this program. Thank you so much.
I'd like to just take a few minutes to highlight the significance of the service and the sacrifices of our Chinese American World War II veterans. I'm not a historian, but the first major contribution of Chinese in America was building the Transcontinental Railroad. The second major contribution of Chinese in America and Chinese Americans was their service in World War II. Now, the primary basis for the award of the Congressional Gold Medal to Chinese American World War II veterans was their service in the face of discrimination, the 1882 Chinese Exclusion Act that was still in place until it was repealed in December of 1943. Of the 20,000 Chinese Americans that served, about 40% were non-U.S. citizens. That meant no rights, they couldn't vote, no homesteading, yet they volunteered and served. And they were your dads, your moms, and your grandfathers that are in that category that served and were proudly serving as Americans. And so we owe a special debt to our Chinese American World War II veterans. They defended the freedom that we so much enjoy. They made known to the American public who Chinese Americans were, their skills, their competencies, their loyalty, and their patriotism. And then post-World War II, they opened up opportunities for all Chinese Americans to be a part of mainstream America. And it was their hard work and sacrifices that enabled us in the follow-on generations to live the American dream. Now, Chinese railroad workers and Chinese American World War II veterans have a lot in common. They were largely ignored, forgotten, and excluded. And progress in their recognition has been slow. For the Chinese railroad workers, it was May 10th, 2019, 150 years after building the Transcontinental Railroad, that they were fully recognized and ignored. And with the Chinese American World War II veterans, it was effectively the enactment of the Chinese American World War II Veterans Congressional Gold Medal Act, enacted in December of 2020, 18, where finally they are fully recognized. And so, for all of us here who are descendants of Chinese American World War II veterans, I ask that you carry on their legacy of progress, their contributions to America. And so, for all of you that are here, thank you for being a part of this ceremony. Thank you for what I know you will do in preserving the legacy of our Chinese American World War II veterans. Thank you.
Thank you very much, General Chen. Now I would like to introduce Major General Darrell D.M. Wang, U.S. Air Force retired, who has been a leader in the U.S. military and Hawaiian state government and many positions that he doesn't want me to discuss because there are too many of them. And so he wanted me only to say that he was a pilot in the Vietnam War. So thank you so much, General Wang.
She was going to say something else, but I said, no, we don't need to mention that. It was ice skating at Rockefeller Center. I didn't injure myself.
He didn't talk about his surfing either.
So actually, what I wanted to come here and say is thank you for allowing me the honor to come and present awards here for your fathers, mothers, grandfathers, husbands for some. It truly is an honor. I came from Hawaii where the war started, and the Missouri now sits where the war ended. So I'm constantly reminded in Hawaii about World War II because the saying there for a lot of the veterans is never forget. So the important thing for me coming here and addressing all of you here, it truly is, like I say, an honor. But as a Chinese American World War veteran, your ancestors really were great mentors to us. And after going through all of this, they truly are the greatest generation. So I came here to thank you for your parents, your grandfathers, your mother's service, and to allowing me the honor to present awards here. Thank you.
Thank you very much, General Wang. And he took a very long ride here from Hawaii, so you have to. I see people nodding. It's a long, long way from here. Thank you so much. I would like to introduce now Major General Garrett S. Yee of the U.S. Army, who is the assistant to the director of the Defense Information Systems Agency in direct support of the President, Secretary of Defense, the Joint Chiefs, etc. And please, would you give us a couple of words?
It's good to be here in New York. Daryl did go ice skating last night. I don't know if he fell or not. I didn't see him. Anyway, so we got Daryl flying in from Hawaii. We have Bill coming in from Massachusetts. I'm coming from Maryland. It's important. This is important today for us. My dad's a World War II veteran. I had two uncles that served in World War II. My dad passed in 2014, so obviously he was not alive when the medal was enacted. But we do remember our parents, our grandparents, our aunts, uncles, etc. here today. So thank you for being here.
Thank you very much. At this point, I would like to ask General Chen and General Garrett Yee to present the Bronze Star medals. As you all know, the Bronze Star Medal is a very rare honor indeed in this country, given only to individual valor in combat. And so please, General Bill, Chen, could you say a couple of words first on the Bronze Star Medal and then later do the presentations?
The Bronze Star Medal is the nation's fourth highest combat award. However, during World War II, members of minority groups frequently were ignored, forgotten, and did not get the recognition for their actions in combat. As part of the CACA Veterans Recognition Project, as we reviewed the eligibility of our World War II veterans, we also looked at opportunities where we realized that members should have been recognized for their combat actions. Today, as part of this ceremony, we have 2 awards of the Bronze Star Medal. Presenting the awards will be Major General Garrett Yee, and our first recipient is Army veteran Ying Chen. Accepting is Alice Ng and Donglang Leong. Dong, sorry. Attention to orders. Please rise as we read the citation. This is to certify that the President of the United States of America, authorized by Executive Order 24 August 1962, has awarded the Bronze Star Medal to Private Ying C. Chen, Company B, 1st Battalion, 41st Armored Infantry, effective 25 November 1944, while serving with the 3rd Armored Division, in the European Theater of Operations. Given under my hand this 23rd day of July 2020, Ryan D. McCarthy, Secretary of the Army. Thank you. Please take your seats. The second recipient is Army veteran, correction. The next recipient is Wing D. Wong. Accepting the award is son Ligan Wong. Attention to orders. Please rise for the citation. The President of the United States of America, authorized by Executive Order 24 August 1962, has awarded the Bronze Star Medal to Private First Class Wing D. Wong, Company I, 3rd Battalion, 381st Infantry Regiment, for meritorious achievement in active ground combat against the enemy on 22 May 1945, while serving with the 96th Infantry Division on Okinawa. Given under my hand this day, 14 October 2020, Ryan D. McCarthy, Secretary of the Army. Please take your seats.
Thank you very much. We had another presentation in the earlier session, but we're not repeating it. But I'll let Ed Gore speak a little bit about the significance of it, because it actually has to do with some of your members right here in the audience. Please.
How many of you are members of the Benjamin Ralph Kim Lau American Legion Post, 1291? A little higher. You guys got to be a little more proud of that. You pay your dues. Might as well show it up here. How many is that? About a dozen of you. Earlier today, because of this project, we located 3,500 of the 20,000 who served. Of that 3,500, one who stepped forward was the first cousin of Lieutenant Benjamin Ralph Kim Lau. Eileen Dong lives in San Francisco, and when she was told and came forward to accept the Congressional Gold Medal on behalf of Benjamin Ralph Kim Lau, she said that she wanted to donate this medal back to the namesake post. And I thought, what a wonderful gesture for her to do that. Because this medal, she said, belongs here in New York, where it was named, this post was named for him. She lives in San Francisco, so she made the trip out here earlier this year and was able to present in a ceremony, a Zoom ceremony, to Wei Wah-chin, the president, or the past president then of CACA here in New York. And so we have that medal, and as we said earlier this afternoon, we were able to present that to the commander of the Kim Lau Post. And so that medal, along with a very nice tribute page that was developed for him, will be at the Kim Lau Post probably tomorrow if you go visit the Kim Lau Post, and they'll have that there. So I want to thank Eileen Dong for doing this, because it means so much for her to have received the medal on his behalf, but more so that she was able to donate it back to Kim Lau Post. So if you find out a little bit more about him, he was born in Massachusetts, was an aviator during World War II. Unfortunately, was killed by the Japanese on Los Negros Island, which is about where he is buried. And for his service as a Chinese American who rose through the ranks and possibly could have been a major general like these gentlemen here, life cut short, killed in action, but he did what he did for this country. He believed in what this country stood for. And I want to thank those of you who are members of the Kim Lau Post. You need to tell his story as well as your own. So thank you very much. Go back and go do it at the Kim Lau Post and see this medal and see the tribute they paid to him. Thank you.
Thank you, Ed, and thank you, the Kim Lau Post, for all you have done for us and the community. Now we are going to make the presentations of the Congressional Gold Medals. What we're going to do is go row by row, have your card, and come up on the side. But first, if there are some that we would want to present on the ground level, let's do that first. Thank you so much. David S. Tom, also known as David Shen, U.S. Army. Receiving on his behalf is his wife, Mary Shen. Next, we have Stanley Chin Din of the U.S. Navy, and accepting on his behalf is Lily Din Wu, his daughter. Next, we have Eugene Chen, aka Eugene Lee of the Army Air Forces. Accepting on his behalf is his wife, Nina Lee. One more is Jen G. Yi of the U.S. Army. Accepting on his behalf is his wife, Connie Yi. Thank you, General Yi. And now, if the other members of the first row and the second row would please come up and give me their cards. Thank you so much. Yes. Win Dick Wang, U.S. Army, Ligan Wang, son, representing him. Yes. Edwin Chu, Army Air Forces, accepting on his behalf is his son, Kirby Chu. Howard Chore's son, Wu, U.S. Navy, accepting on his behalf is his son, Ronald Wu. Kok Ong Liu, aka Jean Hong Lee of the U.S. Navy, accepting on his behalf is his daughter, Florence Chan. Ying Yuan Ji, U.S. Navy, accepting on his behalf, Frank F.G., his son. Zhu Yok Chang, U.S. Army, and also a 30-year Kim Lao Post member, accepting on his behalf, John Chang, his son. Gum Ming Lee, U.S. Army, accepting on his behalf, Linda Chin, his daughter. Si Thing Chu of the Merchant Marines, accepting on his behalf, his son, Michael Chu. Wang F. Sang, Merchant Marines, accepting on his behalf, his son, Jack Sang. Gong Hum, U.S. Army, accepting on his behalf, his son, Henry Hum. Tong Hua Lee, U.S. Army, accepting on his behalf, Alice Hum. Alice. James Chu, U.S. Army, accepting on his behalf his son, Joseph Chu. Okay. Okay. Sam T.G., U.S. Army, accepting on his behalf Mary Yi, his daughter, and also she is accepting for the daughter of James Yuan Kai of U.S. Army. The daughter is Teresa Leung, but Mary Yi is accepting on their behalf. Fu Xiangqui of Merchant Marines, represented by his son Townsend Fu. Jan Hing Yi, aka Alan Wang, Army Air Forces, represented by his son Richard H. Wang. Kum Won, U.S. Army, accepting on his behalf Karen Won, his daughter. Jack Wing Louis, U.S. Navy, accepting on his behalf Leighton Louis, his son. Oh, okay, okay. Ying Si Chin, U.S. Army, accepting on his behalf Alice Eng, his daughter. Oh. Herman Chin, U.S. Army, accepting on his behalf his son Wayne Chin. Okay. Kwok D. Moy, U.S. Army, accepting on his behalf Patricia Yi, his niece, and also Yi Bo Lung, U.S. Army, receiving on behalf of him is his daughter, Patricia Yi. So she gets to go home with two. Joy Chair, U.S. Army, Lillian Chair, his daughter, will be receiving it on his behalf. Wing O. Ham, U.S. Army, accepting on his behalf is his nephew, Ken Ham. Herman M. Zhonghua, U.S. Army, representing him is his son, Eddie Man. Wang Yi, Army Air Forces, on his behalf is his son, Shuni Yi. Xiu Tin Lee of the U.S. Army, accepting on his behalf is his son, Chester Lee. Chung Fu Lee, U.S. Army, accepting on his behalf is his daughter, Diana J. Lee. Henry Hing Ang, U.S. Army, accepting on his behalf is his daughter, Nancy Ang Russo. Chiu S. Chung, Army Air Forces, accepting on his behalf is his daughter, Alice Wang. Tom L. Lee, U.S. Army, accepting on his behalf his son, William Wang. Sing Y. Hom, U.S. Army, accepting on his behalf Wayne Hom, his son. Hong J. Wang, Army Air Forces, accepting on his behalf is his son, David Wang. Okay, sure. Are you related? Okay. Huh? Okay, I've got a brother and sister here accepting on behalf of different people. But I'll first do Ming B. Yi, Army Air Forces, accepting on his behalf is his grandchild, Cheryl Goon Westun, and Mu Kang Goon, U.S. Army, accepting on his behalf is Robert Moy, his son. So, two. Hong Gain Hung, U.S. Army, accepting on his behalf his son, Larry Lee. York Sang Eng, U.S. Navy, accepting on his behalf Christopher York. Henry Louis, U.S. Army, accepting on his behalf his daughter, Patricia Lee. Xiang Sui Ngai, aka Su Ngai, Army Air Forces, accepting on his behalf is the daughter, Helen Lamont. Kwang Meng Wu, U.S. Army, accepting on his behalf is his daughter, Betty Liang. Kang Lee, Army Air Forces, accepting on his behalf Shirley Lee Shing, his daughter. Sam Herbert Huey, U.S. Army, accepting on his behalf his daughter, Jacqueline Huey. Ralph Wing Jung, Army Air Forces. Accepting on his behalf is his son, Jeffrey Jung. Lan Wang Ling, U.S. Army. Accepting on his behalf is his grandson, Luke Gong. Okay. Sham Ji is the daughter-in-law of F. Hua Chin, aka Hua Fi Chin. Is that? Sorry. Okay, we'll do this again. We'll start with daughter. F. Hua Chin, aka Hua Fi Chin, Army Air Forces. Accepting on his behalf is Sham Ji, his daughter, and Mi Chi, U.S. Navy. Accepting on behalf of him is his daughter-in-law, Sham Ji again. She gets two. Both sides of the family. James W. Wong, U.S. Army, accepting on his behalf his son Victor Lum. Kwon Ying Toy, U.S. Army, accepting on his behalf is his son Dixon Toy. Gam F. Lee, Army Air Forces, accepting on his behalf Fanny Lee, his daughter. You want to do so? We're there? You can check too. Okay. Richard. Okay. And this is Richard Ng. So, okay. Okay. So, Zhou Yi Shu, aka Bak Toy Eng, U.S. Army, accepting on his behalf his son Richard Eng, and he is also representing Jiang Fang Eng, U.S. Army. Nope. Gamhua Liu, U.S. Army. Accepting on his behalf is his son, David Lee. Bing Mak Chung, Army Air Forces. Accepting on his behalf his son, Edmund Chung. You want to do that? Okay. Oh, good.
Hey, win the lottery, we really honored. Alan Lum Chi, United States Army, 1st Armored Division, accepting as his son, Aaron Ng Axon. Here. Li Lin Fun, serving the Merchant Marines, accepting as his son, James Lee. Hi, how are you? Hai Young V, Merchant Marines, accepting as his daughter, Grace V. Hello, how are you? So all the Merchant Marines are coming at one time. Ching Kim Tan, Merchant Marines, accepting his daughter, Mary Tan. Jerry Chang, United States Army, accepting his son, Chris Chang. Hello, Janet. How are you? Don't drop the medal now. Ging Foon Young, United States Army, accepting as his daughter, Jeanette Ng. Poon Lee Lim, United States Army, accepting his daughter, Suzanne Lim. Oh, it's easy. I didn't even serve, so I'm just doing this. Oh, this is even longer. Hung Wong, United States Army, accepting his grandson, Howard Wong. Hello. I just want to make sure. There are people coming up here. How are you doing? Good. Alexander Chu, Army Air Forces, accepting his daughter, Louise Chu. You Frank? Oops, I'm just checking. Kwang Yu Wong, Army Air Forces, accepting his son, Frank Wong. Hello. How are you? Is it? Okay. Henry Wong Leung, Army Air Forces, accepting his daughter, Yu Quan Lau. Okay, so who's who? You're Minerva. You're Minerva. How are you doing? Okay, good. Let's go with grandchild first. Sing Ki Chen, U.S. Army, accepting his granddaughter, Minerva Chen. And Minerva will also be accepting as the grandniece for Selk Chu Louis, U.S. Army. How you doing? Got it. Bing Kyung Ju, excuse me, let's start that over. Bing Kyung Ju, United States Army, accepting his grandnephew, Leland Yu. Hello, how are you? Hoi N.G., U.S. Army, accepting his son, Tommy G. Hello, how are you? Toy S. Wong, U.S. Army, accepting his son, Raymond Wong. Hello, how are you? Ah, okay. Paul Moy, U.S. Army, also served as commander of the Kim Lao Post, accepting his son, Robert Moy. Handsome young man. Alan Guy. Fuchs C. Jin, also known as James Nye, United States Army, accepting as his daughter, Milan N. Marino, and son, Alan Nye. Right? Alan also served in Vietnam. Well, Sepoy Chen, Army Air Forces, accepting as his son, Jimmy Chen. Good. Johnny Yee Him, U.S. Army, accepting his daughter Annette Rodriguez. Thank you, Annette. Good to see you. Okay. You stand? Thank you for saying it. Jung Chen, U.S. Army, accepting his son Stanley Chen. Yes, he brought his own phone so he could see all of you smiling. Somebody at home is watching, I'm sure. Come on up, please. Samuel Hom, U.S. Army, accepting his daughter, Fanny Hom. Thank you. Gene T. Chin, Army Air Forces, accepting his son, Alexander Chin. Hello, how are you? Are you Tom? No, I'm not no Tom. Tom Chin, U.S. Army, accepting his grandson, Kenneth Chin. Okay, so here you go. Okay, one we already have. Phuc Tun Moy, also known as Moy Phuc Tun, U.S. Army, is still living at home, being safe, 103 years old. Accepting, I can't even count to 103. Accepting his daughter, Lily Moy Liang. 103. She is also accepting for Lin Ot Liang, U.S. Army. Lily is his daughter-in-law. What a nice daughter-in-law. You get two. Kai Wa Chung, U.S. Army, accepting his son, Wing Gan Chung. Got another one? Oh, we did? Yeah, we'll do it below. When do you guys do it? I don't know. Sing Young, U.S. Army, is accepting his Y.J. Young. Who knows? Who knows? Thank you, General Shin. Yat Kwang Yi, U.S. Army, is accepting is his daughter, Grace Ing Young. William N. Jung, U.S. Army, accepting his son, Andrew Jung. Thank you. G.P. Sam, U.S. Army, accepting his son, William Tom. Let me get them to let's do some. Just the last one. Let's finish the goal. We'll do a special. Hey, how are you? Aaron, right? Hey, how you doing? How many email addresses do you have? William Rowe Yelet. Let me start this. I got two of them. I can only do one at a time. William Rowe Yelet, U.S. Army, accepting his nephew, Arvin Chin. He is also accepting another for another uncle, George Phuc Yelet, U.S. Navy. Arvin Chin, nephew. Try to do this, man. Is that it? Okay. Bill want to do some? Yeah, Bill do this one. General Chen, would you like to step forward and do the one more Bronze Star medal? Oop. One other thing about the Bronze Star medal is these are men and women who bled in the field. They not only got a combat infantry badge, but the Purple Heart. And for that, they are deserving the Bronze Star medal. General Chen?
The next recipient is Army veteran Ng Y Jong, accepting his son Vincent K. Ng. Attention to orders. Please rise for the citation. This is to certify that the President of the United States of America, authorized by Executive Order 24 August 1962, has awarded the Bronze Star Medal to Private Ng Y Jong, Company A, 1st Battalion, 407th Infantry Regiment, for meritorious achievement in combat against the enemy on 10 December 1944 while serving with the 102nd Infantry Division in Germany. Given under my hand this 22nd day of July 2020, Ryan D. McCarthy, Secretary of the Army. Please take your seats. Thank you.
And before you go off, he should also get his gold medal too. So, Zhong Y-en, U.S. Army, Vincent K. Yang, his son, accepting on his behalf. It's a tremendous honor to be in the presence of so many who have served so well, or their representatives. I want to thank everybody for this afternoon's second session. Thank you, General Chen, General Wang, and General Yi, and of course, Ed Gore, who's been helping us all these years. We thank you all, and I want you also to know that we've made this is possible only because we have the support of many people, the sponsors. We thank them. If you can all remember the Post, the American Legion Post, they have also been very supportive to the community and to the folks here. So please give yourself a round of applause. We thank you very much for attending. We thank your family for the service to this nation. And